I am a nose picker. Well, not anymore. I don't touch my face anymore in this new era of disease.
I don't blame you, except I was just touching my nose. But I swear, right before we hit record on this episode, I hand sanied up. Like, lathered and good, and like... Oh, yeah. That's the smell. That's the smell of 2020 right there.
Welcome to Talk About Scary, the show where we do just that. Talk about scary places. Hey, buddy.
I was like mouthing the introduction, and then afterwards I like mouthed a big scream like Goku going Super Saiyan.
Nice.
I wanted to like get into it. You know why I wanted to get into it is because today it's my turn. And not only is it my turn, but we're doing something we haven't really done before. And this is kind of what we talked about in the last episode, where we're going to start taking the show a little bit of a different direction. The motto is called Talk About Scary Places. All we've done is talked about places that are allegedly haunted. But what about just mysterious places? Things that can't be explained. Just other unnatural phenomena. What about the Bermuda Triangle?
What?
Yeah. Not the
Bermuda Triangle?
Not the Bermuda Oval. The Bermuda Triangle. It's my favorite shape. I like that shape a lot.
It's almost not a triangle.
Like, one more point would be a square if you think about it.
Yeah, and you know, when they talk about it, sometimes it goes over a little bit, and it looks kind of weird, like a trapezoid, but that's a different story altogether. But yeah, we'll call it a triangle.
Anyway, though, I'm actually really excited about this because there's a lot of places on the planet where maybe paranormal things aren't happening, but just as freaky and scary things are happening without the ghosts. Like, what's happening in the Bermuda Triangle? You can be, 8 years old. Everybody over the age of 8 has heard about the Bermuda Triangle, knows something about the Bermuda Triangle.
I don't want to brag, but I heard about it when I was 6.
Well, I mean, like, I heard about it when I was, like, 1. That's just...
I was, like, a savant, though. I was a genius. It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah. But point is, let's just, okay, we'll cut a year off. Everybody over the age of 7 has heard about the Bermuda Triangle.
Everybody.
And
if you haven't heard, now you know.
A lot of things happening there that can't be explained. I've seen the Bermuda Triangle talked about on so many shows that I cannot even count them. Shows ranging from Destination Truth to Ancient Aliens. Completely unrelated shows. They don't even talk about the same topics. And yet the Bermuda Triangle... Me too.
Wait. I'm going to do it real quick. Hold on.
Aliens.
I
knew you were going to do it. But anyway, the point is, those are completely unrelated shows. And there's plenty of other shows out there that have done an episode or multiple episodes about the Bermuda Triangle. And it just kind of, it crosses all grids. Like, it kind of touches on the paranormal, it touches on the mysterious, it touches on aliens, it touches on parallel dimensions. But I think at the end of the day, what's scary is there's an awful lot of people and machinery that's just gone missing. It's
gone.
It's nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
That's the scary thing.
I agree. Well, let's just, pardon the pun, but just dive right in, shall we?
And we were never heard from again.
Boom.
Anyway, the Bermuda Triangle is located in the Atlantic Ocean, if you did not know. It falls between Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Florida. So, I have a map up. You can't see it. I might put an edit in there so you can, but honestly, you should probably know this. This is like the 2+2.
Is it going to pop up over like one of our shoulders, or is it just going to be the entire graphic? I noticed that, and I'm not dogging you on this before we get any further, but sometimes you just put the entire graphic up on the screen rather than just putting it over to the right of one of our shoulders or the left of one of our shoulders.
I'll tell you why I did that is every picture that I had to put over of season 1 was because I wanted to put the video of you, and I was going to have the video overlaid, but you were like picking your nose.
I am a nose picker. Well, not anymore. I don't touch my face anymore in this new era of disease.
I don't blame you, except I was just touching my nose. But I swear, right before we hit record on this episode, I hand sanied up. Like lathered and good, and like... That's the smell. That's the smell of 2020 right there.
That's the smell right there. You heard me washing my hands as, right when we got the conference call going.
True story. Yeah. He's lying. Anyway.
I did. I didn't dry him, but I washed him, so it's fine. Okay. The air dried.
Where were we? Oh, yeah, the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yeah.
I might put that picture where you want it, but it forms...
I lived in Florida,
pretty much a
and I've lived in Puerto Rico.
And so you're destined to live in Bermuda, and then the triangle will close upon itself, and the secrets will be revealed.
Not only the big things that you hear in the Bermuda about the Bermuda Triangle have happened, but little tiny watercrafts and aircrafts go missing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. And it's a huge part of folklore in those areas too.
So I've got a lot of different things up that we can kind of talk about. Basically, the big takeaway from this episode is you should probably go and Bing Bermuda Triangle, because we don't talk about Google anymore. It's Bing.
I've tried Binging things, and I don't do anything.
I don't like how that sounds.
I'm out the first picture that pops up.
Binging things. No, but all joking aside, Bermuda Triangle is something that you could easily talk about for hours. There are, no exaggeration, hundreds of instances ranging from very small
thousands
one-man planes, yes, to what we're going to talk about right now. One of the bigger cases is the USS Cyclops. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops is
that's the one you got to start with right there.
It's one of the Navy's
that's the one right there.
Biggest fuel ships.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Okay, wait. Sorry.
It marks awesome. The largest loss of life in the history. Think about this for a second. The history of the U.S. Navy in a single incident. Just completely...
pretty trippy.
Missing. It happened in March 1918. The massive ship set sail from Brazil to Baltimore, of course, going through the Bermuda Triangle, carrying over 10,000 tons of manganese ore, with 309 crew members on board. And not only that, but they set sail on a fairly perfect day, to be honest with you. The weather was fine. Everything looked up. And there was nothing that happened. There's no record of anything. Just the ship was never heard from again. It never got there. It was never heard from. An entire search area was put into action, but nothing was ever found. Nothing. So
what time of year was this, by the way?
It was March.
Does it say?
March 1918. So
it's not even like inclement weather season in that area. Usually that's usually like midsummer through like the end of September to November, where you might see like water spouts, hurricanes, things
and
like that.
I just said, the reason that we know that it was a fairly perfect day was because that was the first and only message sent by the ship as a record. They made a note that they were setting off and things looked good. The weather was perfect. That's it. That's the note. So what happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Well, you're the only one I can talk to on the show.
I don't have the answer.
No remains of the ship or crew, any crew members, have ever been found. That's captain,
crazy. And they've done like deep. By the way, you should mention that they've done the what do you call that? The deep ocean sonic scanning.
They call it deep ocean sonic scanning.
No, they don't. But what do they call it? What do they call it?
I don't know. I would Bing it, but I'm too far removed from Bing. I'm on a weird relationship with search engines right now.
Try Yahoo.
Too many people from Google are watching this, and Bing is like on my back. Anyway, not important. Adam can figure it out. They looked, and I said that there was an entire search of the area was put into action, but nothing was ever found. The important thing, though, and I think I said the first couple words of this sentence, but I'll repeat the whole thing just in case it was overlooked by that sonic underwater thing that Adam was talking about.
The sonar they use.
That's what it's called?
Word.
That's
the sonar, yeah. And so they use technologies used to explore outer space and the ocean include submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, and then scuba gear and diving and stuff like that. And then they have
I feel stupid right now. We didn't know
water column samplers, and then sonar for mapping the ocean floor. So yeah, they've done sonar over these areas.
The pings.
They haven't found anything.
Bing, bing, which is kind of like Bing if you think about it. I swear we're not sponsored.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sentence that I've now started to say twice that I want to get out there because it's really important is the captain of the Cyclops never even sent a distress signal.
Damn, son.
And no one aboard responded to radio calls from other vessels in the vicinity. So if they were having issues, I mean, let's just talk about the Titanic for a second. The Titanic sunk fairly quickly, according to the James Cameron film, and other documentaries and historians have said that it sank pretty quick because of the significant damage from the iceberg and then breaking in half and all that fun stuff that the Titanic went through. I'm sure it wasn't fun, but anyway, no matter what happened to this ship on Earth, it hit something. Something happened to it, a wave hit it, like it didn't just go underwater in like a millisecond. Like, why was there no distress signal? Why was no one responding? Like, what happened to this ship in 1 second, causing it to never be seen or heard from again? Like that's the thing to me that is scary, is we'll never know.
No, you won't.
It's not on the bottom of the ocean. It's just gone. It's gone.
That's the terrifying thing for me. It really is. And so many things have done that, Airplanes. You're going to do an airplane next, I know it. But boats, airplanes. I mean, what the hell is going on in the Bermuda Triangle? Science, probably, but we don't know what the hell it is.
No one knows. So
no one knows what it is.
I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh, by the way, to my viewers at home, this is my cat Twitch. Twitch came over to say hi.
You have a cat on the show right now? You have a cat bombing.
I have a black cat.
My episode?
He's really cute. You should probably get a close-up of this. Okay. Anyway, this is Twitch. Get your t-shirts. He'll be all over them. Thanks, Twitch. Have fun. Sorry. Continue. He just came over. That's like, okay. Come here.
Wow.
Sorry we're not in the studio. I have animals. This happens.
I don't know what to say right now.
I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. I'm sorry.
It was I thought you said it was a cat, not a pooch.
It's true. But yeah, just disappeared into nowhere. That's crazy.
That's our favorite thing to talk about.
Talk about crazy.
That's the new name of the show. We've named it in both episodes now. Talk about history and talk about crazy. Anyway.
Talk about crazy. Talk about science.
You said you wanted to get into an airplane. So,
yes.
Honestly, I mostly had boats to talk about because I think that that's a little bit more interesting because...
more prevalent.
I don't know. It's more mysterious. I think that a boat disappears because I think if something happens to a plane and it crashes, it does generally happen very fast. So, but anyway,
yeah.
Let's talk about a big event that happened on December 5th, 1945, called Flight 19.
Oh, God.
Yes, that is right.
This is a good one.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just going to read what this says to you, but it was a group of 5 General Motors Eastern Aircraft Division TBM Avenger torpedo bombers. Say that 5 times fast and you win the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory that disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle on said date after losing contact during a United States Navy navigation training exercise. This was during training. All 14 airmen on the flight were lost, as were an additional 13 crew members.
Damn, son.
Yeah. So there's a lot of detail about this. There's a lot of information because there were tracking methods, and they were kind of able to pinpoint where the flights lost contact, and there's a lot of different theories as to what happened and ideas and everything, but long story short is same thing as the USS Cyclops. They just disappeared. There doesn't seem to be any distress, any issues that were reported. It just it says that they lost radio and radar contact with.
And there's nothing. There's no wreckage.
No, there's nothing. That's the thing that's scary to me is if there was an area on the planet where something happened, maybe like electronics malfunctioned and the flights went down or boats stopped floating, which isn't electrical, but whatever. Just something happens that causes machinery to malfunction. Why does it also cause the people to not be able to do anything? Why is there no record of them doing anything or finding their bodies? Or when the plane crashes and the boats sink, why are they not able to be found? They've been able to find
besides that,
many other
corpses float.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't.
Well, especially because
that's the craziest thing.
Some of the things like there was a flight pretty recently in the Malaysia flight. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, and I did not think to pull it up. But there was a Malaysian flight that went down, and people actually started blaming the Bermuda Triangle, even though it didn't go over the Bermuda Triangle whatsoever. But it had similar attributes where it was just gone and missing, and that was very, very recent, like in the last few years. And people think that maybe there's some kind of like wormhole connection, and there's just different spots upon the earth, and people were literally blaming the Bermuda Triangle, even though this plane didn't go over that area.
Yeah, it's probably the creepiest thing that you could talk about. Like, we talk about all these scary places, we talk about ghosts and goblins and demons, but that is some scary stuff. And there's thousands of people who have gone missing. Mm-hmm. And they're not floating at the bottom of the ocean. There's nothing down there, really. I think there's one wreck down there that they found, but there's nothing else down there. I mean, kids have done history reports on this and science reports, and there's all these theories out of what it could possibly be, but nobody has a working theory that is actually a working theory, that's something that they can test and prove. And that when that happens in this day and age where we can quantify everything, and everything is such a everything can be tabulated, and there's data, and then we just have just a bunch of missing dudes.
Yeah.
And airplanes and boats, and we're like, we don't know. That stuff just happened. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all we got for it.
So
there's not like a team of scientists telling us why.
The flight that I was referencing, I want to just name it just so that no one thinks I'm pulling anything out of my butt. But it was Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, and it disappeared on March 8th, 2014. So it's interesting to know that it was the same month that we've already talked about something else disappearing in. But they never found the wreck, and they don't know what happened. And I'll get to it in a second. But there were 227 passengers and 12 crew members, so 239 combined that are presumed dead because they never found any bodies with this flight. And again, like I said, it didn't go over the Bermuda Triangle, but people kind of associate it with maybe there's like wormhole connections in different places of the Earth. But because this is so recent, 2014, like I said, they have a very detailed map of everything. And the last radar contact was just looks like west of Thailand, and it just communication was lost, and that was that. And I remember hearing about this on the news and reading about it, and traffic air control was all over it, and there was no report from the captain or anybody on board that there was anything wrong. So again, what could possibly happen in less than 10 seconds, let's say, that would cause nothing to ever be found or seen again? Or the captain to not think it was a big enough deal to try to reach out for help. It's just, it's a mystery. Talk about scary.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about terrifying, actually.
That's 3 times.
Now
you rename the show again. Talk about terrifying.
Talk about terrifying. Actually, we should have named it that from the beginning. I don't know why that didn't come right to the top of our heads.
Darn it.
Jeez. It's too late now.
Yeah, it is.
T-shirts have already been made.
T-shirts!
I don't know. Now, there are some wreckages down at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle. There are people that have dived down there. There are a few, but the ones we're referencing aren't there. And there's no bodies. It's just not enough to account for all the missing ships, boats, people.
Yeah, there's a lot of missing ships. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
And why? Even if all the boats were down there, then why the hell are they all sinking? It would make no sense.
Yeah.
No sense. None.
Yeah.
Bermuda Triangle, sense, makes none.
None.
Got no clue.
No. None.
None. You got a plane. You got a boat. Are you gonna sandwich it with another boat now? You got a big boat.
Well,
big boy boat.
There are a lot of different things we could do. I like this one because it was another one again that was more recent. So let's talk about it. It's a cabin cruiser named Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, I think they were gonna name it Hogwarts for the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but that wasn't invented yet. Anyway, on December 22nd, 1967, a cabin cruiser named Witchcraft left from Miami and was with her captain, Dan Burak, and his friend, Father Patrick Horgan. The two gentlemen's journey on the 23-foot luxury yacht named Witchcraft was going to enjoy the wonderful view of Miami's Christmas lights. However, after reaching just 1 mile offshore, the Coast Guard received a call from the captain stating that the ship has hit something, but there was no real damage, indicating help to be towed to shore. The Coast Guard set off immediately, reaching Witchcraft in as many as 19 minutes, but found nothing. The area indicating the location of the ship was completely deserted. So they made a distress call 1 mile offshore. Coast Guard immediately left, got there within 19 minutes, and found nothing. Nothing. The ship was completely deserted with no signs that the ship had been stranded or even that there was anything wrong.
You know, I have to say I'm slightly disappointed in this episode, not because it's not good. It's because generally I have something really funny to say, and I like to make fun of things. And you can't make fun of anything like this because it's unexplained. What are you going to make fun of? You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, this is, I could keep going. The Coast Guard officials searched hundreds of square miles of ocean over the next few days. 1 mile offshore. Got a call. Got there within 19 minutes. Found nothing. Searched 100 miles around the area. Found nothing. And nothing of this...
square miles or just like 100 miles in a...
Just in a thin line. So if it was like just outside of the line, it didn't get checked out. That's how the Coast Guard works. They're trained like a very thin line. No, but 100 square. 100.
I'm glad I could plug you with a joke, though. Yeah. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that was good. Miles. Let's have a laugh. Let's slap our knees. Yeehaw! I slapped it harder than I meant to. Did you? No? Okay. That's cool.
I did. I slapped my knees, yeah.
I was too busy crying a little bit. Anyway. Let me just wrap up with saying nothing of this ship has ever been found to this day.
Ooh.
Is it because it was called witchcraft? Was there
No, that's not what it was. Yeah. Water witches.
I'm just saying that's like the wall. It's almost like there's a wall of the Bermuda Triangle, 1 mile offshore of Miami. I mean, we talked about how one of the triangle corners is Florida, but legit, really, 1 mile offshore.
Yeah,
and they can't find it. They search the whole area and it's just not there. And again, this is 1967, fairly recent times. And this article that I'm reading was written and last updated on November 22nd, 2019, so about a year ago. And it very clearly says, again, nothing of this ship has been found to this day.
There you have it. And I mean, there's been theories. People say that, there could be pirates. But if there's pirates...
Pirates? What are they doing? What are the pirates doing?
There's still lots of pirates in the waters that
I know, but they can't take
large ships.
What are they doing in 19 minutes? Yeah, the naval ship too.
That's the thing. There's no distress call. There'd be something. We would have known something. And then there was another one, some meteorologists, climatologists have said that perhaps it was
Did you say gynecologist?
From climatologist, not gynecologist. That's for another episode. There's some haunted stuff that's going to happen.
Excellent.
That involves a gynecologist.
Excellent.
Nice. But they've said maybe microburst or downdrafts. Water spouts can happen quickly without a lot of word of notice. But usually, because they're water spouts or tornadoes over the water, you'll see a hook in Doppler radar in modern times, and you'll be, that's going to be a tornado over the water. They know those things. And so those have all been kind of disproven. And when I was younger, they said maybe the water, there's an underwater volcano or something that people aren't aware of, a fissure in the ground, like a crack, that's letting a lot of hot air up. It's
all fascinating. There's just
but none of that stuff has been proven at all, and none of it's there.
But even if it's not proven and it's just a theory, I don't care what the theory is. There's too much of it. If it was 10 ships and 2 planes, okay, I'm willing to listen to you. But
it's aliens.
I said, we're talking about hundreds or potentially thousands of instances.
It's aliens.
Aliens.
I think it's ancient aliens.
Great show. Don't make fun of it.
No, I like it a lot. By the fact, if they want to plug us, now would be the time to do it. Ancient Aliens, go ahead and give us a call.
It would.
Overnight Pictures.
Big fan. Overnight Pictures. Hit us up. We'll work out a deal.
Holla at your boy. Boo, 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 boo. Can you add one of those noises, like the DJ noise? Of
course I can.
I love that noise.
But
you're not gonna, but you should.
I'm not, because I like you to say things, and then when I edit, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And then when the episode comes out, you look like a moron. But
you don't need to do that to make me look like a moron.
Oh, snap! Anyway, I think that's probably about all the time we have for this episode. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this one, because this is kind of the format we're starting to lean towards. Maybe get a little bit more serious, talk a little bit more about some things that are aren't just haunted hotels, and touch on some things that are maybe bigger and more mysterious, and not just ghosts, but just scary in general. So,
and we're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, the fun's over. I ran out of oxygen.
That was good. That was really good. If your current
I'm sweaty now.
position fails, you could go into beatboxing for a living. Nice. All right now.
All right. Well,
you beat that horse.
Anyway,
okay.
That's what I like to do. I like to find horses and I like drag them in and I just like
beat them to death.
And they're like dead and I keep beating them. I don't know why. It's just my hobby.
Here at Talk About Horses, we do not advocate the beating of animals.
This episode is
not what we do here.
By dead horses beaten by clay. Who said that?
I don't know.
Anyway,
well,
guys,
that was a great episode. I liked it. That was fantastic. Sorry I didn't have.
I'm glad you liked it. I'd feel really bad if we got to the end of an episode and you were just like, "Well, that episode sucked."
Oh, there's been some.
You hear this guy? Anyway, guys, creep it real. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Keep watching. I promise.
Creep it real,
not to
my people.
Beat any more horses.
Don't do it.
On camera.
All right.
Maybe like in private.
All right, keep it real, guys. See you next time.